What's up, YouTube? We have a fun show today. But before we get into our topics, I want to talk to my special guest. All you need credit. I want to first and foremost say your social media, you have been very active on Instagram talking about credit.
Yes, because it's so important. It impacts every area of our lives.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a secure credit card. I actually have two. So my question is, as how do you manage those credit cards?
Okay, so first tip is this. It's so important that you have a credit card because so many times we were taught, ooh, credit cards are the devil. You don't need a credit card, but you need a credit card. You need credit cards to leverage your credit profile. And the magic number that FICO, y'all all know FICO loves, is 3. So you need a minimum of 3 credit cards in order to maximize your credit score. And how you want to manage them is you want to keep them below 7%. So let's say, for example, you have a credit card and you have a $200 balance. You want the balance to be below $14 every month. That's reported to the credit bureaus. So another huge point is this. You want to start thinking of your credit card in terms of 2 dates. You want to think of it in terms of your statement date or closing date, same thing, and the due date. They have 2 separate meanings. So the closing date you would find on your credit, the statement, or online if you track your credit card online, and it'll say, it's kind of like it'll say November 4th through December 4th. That's your closing date is the 4th of December in that case. That's the date that they're going to report the balance to the credit bureau. Why that's important is because let's say, for example, you have a $200 card and you've got a $150 balance and you're like, you know what, I want to get it down to below 7% so I can get the maximum amount of points I can get for having this card. So I'm going to get it to $14, which is at 7%, and you pay it by the due date. And let's say the due date is the 15th. You pay it by the 15th, you're still not going to see the benefit because on the 4th of the month was when they reported your balance, which was at $150. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. So what you should do, if you're going to spend a little higher, do it before the end date, before they report it.
What you want to do is, if the 4th is, let's say the 4th in that example is the statement date, the date they're going to report it, you want to make sure the balance is $14 at that point.
Okay.
If you have a $200, and then after that, let's say your due date is the 15th. If you pay it down to 0 by the due date, you pay no interest.
Right. Exactly. Because anytime the due date comes, you don't want to wait until after that because you got to pay the interest.
Right. So using the example I just gave, I know it sounds crazy at first, but the example, the 4th is the statement date, the 15th is the due date. You've got $150 on the card. You're coming up on the 4th. What you want to do is pay it down to $14 or less by the 4th because that's the date they're reporting it to the credit bureau.
Okay. Can you call your credit company and ask them when is the statement date and when is the due date?
Yes.
Okay.
To confirm with them, yes. Okay. And then let's say you don't want to pay interest. So then you, by the 15th, which is the due date, you pay off that $14. Then you can do whatever you want between the 15th and the next statement date. You can charge it to the max. But just when that 4th comes around or that statement date comes around, pay it back down to that sweet spot of between 1 to 7%. And that's how you maximize your points in that category of your score.
Okay. Let's talk about how to pull your credit report for free.
Okay, so because of the pandemic, ordinarily you can get your credit report from annualcreditreport.com once a year for free. Because of the pandemic, they're allowing you to pull your reports once a week until April of 2021. And the reason they're doing it is because, as you know, people are just, not able to pay their bills, etc. And it's so important to get on top of your credit now because of FICO 10T. FICO 10T is a new scoring model that's going to hit the streets in the beginning of next year. And 110 million people are going to be affected by it because they're going to be looking at trended data for the last 24 months. They're not just going to be looking at your data for that 1 month. And once that really goes widespread, it will affect a lot of people where you won't do anything. You'll just wake up with a 20-point drop in your credit score.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is because the law changed and it's a new law to make that happen?
It's a new scoring model.
Okay.
So FICO 8 right now is what is the classic FICO score. They're now going to be implementing FICO 10T at the beginning of the year. So it's a scoring model. It's an updated scoring model. Yep.
Okay. And so I'm going to drop your website. Can you let the people know the website they can go on? And I'm going to drop it in the chat.
Okay. It's allyouneedcredit.com.
And that's allyouneedcredit.com. I'm going to drop the link off your IG because they got all your links in that one portal. So I'm going to drop that in the comments as well. So I want to ask you this question, though, with the credit repair. What is your top 3 to help repair your credit? What's the top 3 things that you can do to repair your credit?
One of the most important things to do when you're repairing your credit is you want to remove old addresses, old aliases. They're what you call personal identifiers, and that's what's attached to any negative items that are on your credit profile. That's how they're identifying it. So if you have old addresses, that would be the first thing that you would want to do. And basically, they have to really do it because based on the law, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, everything on your credit profile has to be 100% accurate, verifiable, and it has to be complete. So if it's not, they're in violation and you can sue for that.
Wow.
And that's the law. Those are the laws that are used. So the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act, the FCRA and the FDCPA are the laws that we use as consumers to get items off of your credit report. I recommend don't go with credit sweeps. Don't go with CPN numbers. Those are fraudulent.
Okay, let's get into that because people talk about this CPN number. So that is fraudulent?
If you go out and get a CPN number, yeah. You know what I mean? Because think about it. The CPNs were originally created by the Social Security Office for people who are high level. You're talking about the president of the country and, stars, because they wanted to separate their Social Security number from, because they're stars and that protects them. But the Social Security Administration follows that and they track that. So if you're out there buying this random number that you don't even know what it is, and then you get caught with that, you're too cute to go to jail now.
What?
Because it's people do it all the time. People do that. People sell bank statements and do all of those things. It's just not worth it to me. Everything can be done ethically because 90% of the time there are items on your credit report that can be legally removed based on the law. But if you go buy a CPN number, you're going to have to build the credit on that blank CPN number anyway. Why not just do your own credit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do it the right way. The shortcut is to do the work. That's the shortcut.
Absolutely. So working with you, can you give us an example of how long your clients take to get them from a 500 score to a 750? How long do it typically take?
Okay, so that is it's not a hard question. It's a unique question because everybody's credit profile is unique.
Okay.
So I've had one guy, his credit score went up 178 points in 40 days.
Wow.
But then I've had another individual, it took a year for her score to go up 40 points. So wow. It really depends on 2 things. It depends on what's in your credit profile, and it depends on what you're able to do if you do what I tell you.
Okay. But I just signed up with you, so I'm excited to see what is what because I originally started with Lexington Law, but it's so pricey and that's a lot of money, and my score only went up, I would say, 60 points? No, actually like 50 points.
And let me ask you this, Wiley. Do you know anything? Do you know what they did?
No, they just delete stuff, I think.
Yeah, but do you know what they did? How they did it?
No.
Do you understand the credit game?
No, I don't. No.
That's the difference between working with me and working with other companies. When I work with you, you're going to know exactly what's happening. So everything on your report, you're going to know this is what we're doing. This is the law we're using. This is why we're using this law. And so you really get it. And then you're also going to know how to, we're going to build a strong profile together. So you'll always be strategizing from then on. You'll never be the same. So that's the difference. You're not going to walk away and be like, I don't know what they did, but I got some deletions.
So with this business, how long you been in business? I meant to ask you that last time, but how long you been in business doing credit repair?
I started Winnie Investments LLC in 2009.
Okay.
But I was pharmaceutical sales rep. So I was kind of doing things on the side. So I've been doing credit repair for a while, but it really ramped up in the last, I would say, couple of years.
Okay.
You know how small businesses, we gotta, grow. It takes time to grow. And just like with your credit, it depends on how much time and energy that you apply to it. So just recently in the last couple of years, I've been applying a lot of energy to it. And so it's really,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. If they want to find out more information, how to sign up, where do they go? Because I posted it in the chat.
Okay, so they would go to allyouneedcredit.com. At the top, you'll see where you can book a free consultation, 15-minute consultation. Some people I talk to and they don't even need my help, or they need just a tip to push them along the way. Some people need the support. So you can book a consultation. If you want free information, there's my Instagram. You can go to my Facebook. You can join my Facebook group. It's about to get really lit in there, or it's been lit. I have a YouTube channel. So there's many ways to learn the credit game with All You Need Credit.
Yes. Thank you so much, Winnie, for coming on the Wiley Show. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, dear. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So now we moving on to our celebrity gossip. So all the people that were sitting me up about credit, we brought Winnie back on to talk about credit. So make sure y'all go to allyouneediscredit.com, and I'll post the link in the comments. So we got a lot of subjects to discuss. Let us first get into the first subject of the night. Okay, I want to first get into this. Let's bring it up. Hold up 1 second. Let's talk about Tyga. Okay, we're going to talking about Tyga. Y'all know who Tyga is. Tyga is in some deep trouble as well, financial trouble. And this is something that I want to definitely get into. Tyga is sued for $200,000 in unpaid rent and damages. This man is renting a home. Tyga's been sued by his landlord for $200,000 for failure to pay rent and damaging to the home. And this is what I want to talk about. He lived in there for about a year. Okay. In legal documents which were obtained by TMZ, the landlord claims the Rack City rapper 30 owes $32,000 in unpaid rent and another $28,000 for damages, another $15,000 for issues with the marble flooring counter, and $103,000 for the damage of the wallpaper and other stuff. So this is really, really embarrassing for Tyga. Why in the world would you go and move into somebody's place and then you damage it? If you don't have the money to pay the rent, then leave. Why damage the place? Why mess up this man home, whoever it is? Why do these celebrities rent out? Homes instead of buying it? Like, that is crazy. And then you renting these homes. I say, this is why I tell people, don't be just looking at these people and you be worshiping these celebrities, because a lot of times they be renting this stuff, they be on rent, they be jumping on rent. Between him and Black China, I don't know who's worse, because she does the same thing, that she get these players, just she don't want to pay her rent. Now Tyga, you is a rapper, you have some hits. If you know you can't afford it, then get a studio apartment. To get a 1-bedroom apartment, you don't need to be getting stuff that you can't afford. If you can't afford it, then get you a regular apartment. Get you a 1-bedroom, or get you a studio apartment. You don't have to be out here getting this stuff and you can't afford it. If you know you cannot afford this stuff, you don't need to get it. And I'm just being 100% honest, because I'm like, why is he up here renting? And I'm like, why these celebrities rent mansions? I can understand if you rent a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, But if you out here renting mansions, that is crazy. And then don't pay. Then you jumped out knowing that they need the money. Okay? Just buy the house. And then if you buy it, make sure you pay the monthly statements on time. Make sure you pay your rent on time. Listen, especially if you're a public figure. You racking up. Now, a lot of celebrities going to be not paying rent because they depend on these shows. See, the problem is, I'm going to tell y'all what the problem is. The problem is a lot of these celebrities like Tyga, they would pay their rent up for when they do these shows, and they can able to pay $30,000, whatever the rent is, because they got a couple of shows for like 15, 20, 30,000 appearances. But now since the pandemic and they're not having these shows because of COVID, you're not able, so that income is pretty much gone. So you can't pretty much do it unless you get an OnlyFans, but you can't do those shows because a lot of these venues are shut down because of COVID, and they cannot allow to have all these people inside of their venue. So you don't have the money. Doesn't make sense because of these people did not have a savings, and they don't know how to stack up their money. These people never thought long term. They never thought, well, damn, it might be COVID. They never thought that. They said, I can always go to about 6 shows to pay my rent up for 6 months. That's why a lot of these celebrities will operate. A lot of celebrities, especially these entertainers, these rappers, these singers, like, I could go to this show in Alabama and make $80,000. Or I go to this show overseas and make $120,000. But since COVID came and wiped all that out, now you got to go ahead and spend that money. You got all these expenses and not bringing in no revenue. And then this is like, it's for that. Now they said Tyga's on, and then now you're OnlyFans. And see, this is the thing. You have to be responsible for the things that you get. Honestly, I was same way like Tyga, not paying my stuff, not paying rent, messing up my credit. That's why my credit is bad. Getting cars repossessed, etc. The same with Tyga. His cars got repossessed. He wasn't paying it. So I've been that way. But now, at 30 years old, the last 2 years, I've been paying my bills on time, my rent on time, my cell phone bill on time. I paid my car off. I'm literally learning how to live within my means and not worried about the next person because the next person bought a Lexus. So let me go and rush and buy me a Lexus. No, if I can't afford no Lexus, I can't afford no Lexus. I'm proud and happy that I get into a car that I paid off, okay, that is paid off in full. I ain't got to pay nothing on it. It's paid off. I feel comfortable because I think once you live in this world and once you learn how to stay in your lane and stay and live beyond your means, you're not worried about the next one. But a lot of these celebrities think that it is okay to have this mansion, renting it, to sell it like you doing it big like this. No, a lot of these, he ain't by himself. You're going to hear more and more people that not paying their rent, getting getting evicted because of non-payment. And then you messing up the man's house or the woman's house. I don't know if the landlord is a female or a man. But you got to mess up. This is what I want to say to people. I used to live in this apartment, me and my family. And we lived in this apartment on the first floor. So the second floor tenants, they got evicted. So you know exactly what they did because they got evicted? They were so pissed that they left the water on all day. So the water was seeping down in our apartment because they left the water on because they got so mad that they got evicted that they left the water on, damaging the place. So let me tell you this, damaging the place because they got mad because they got evicted. They didn't pay no rent. So what they did, they trashed the apartment. They left the water on. And it also too, which I thought that was very disgusting. It was a video that we played on Patreon of this man. He rented this apartment out to this woman. This woman, he had to evict her because she didn't pay no rent. That woman damaged the place, bust the windows, damaged the floors, damaged the doors. And the landlord was just crying because he was like, oh my gosh, I got to pay for all of this damages. He had to pay for all the damages. And he broke down in tears because he was like, man, I let this woman live in my place. I told her she had to go. She got evicted because she didn't have the money. And the woman trashed their entire apartment. And he broke down in tears. This is why it's so hard for people to get apartments because these people, they be skeptical of to rent to certain type of people. So Tyga, get it together. And the next future landlord don't need to let you get no place. And I'm just being 100%. Yes, I'm being 100%. Ain't no way in the world that you're gonna damage that place and you're embarrassed, then you stand around with your braids and you acting like you so grand. Here you is, you owe somebody how much money? Over $200,000 between unpaid rent and between damages to the place. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now the landlord got to pay for all that. They didn't have no good insurance. They got to pay for it out of pocket and to clean up your mess. This is why being a landlord, it got its pros, it got its cons to being a landlord. You gotta, any damage in that, you gotta fix it. And if you got a tenant that don't refuse to leave, before you kick them out, you have to go through the court system to evict them out of the place. Okay, before you do all that, it's a process, and it's a pricey process. That is why you got to go through what you went through in this type of way. So I'm just saying, this is why they don't rent to certain people, and this is why landlords are very skeptical of renting to young people, and they're very skeptical of renting to young people because of this situation. They kind of like wait till you're a little bit older. I've known some landlords don't like to rent to young people. Okay, they'd be like, no, I don't want you to rent enough young folks, because young folks be tearing up stuff. It is what it is. So that was that. Okay, now I want to get into Tyga, get it together, bro. Pay that man his money. I don't think he got it. That's why he can't pay it. That's a lot of money. $200,000. Wow. That is like a lot that he's gonna have to pay. $200,000 that he's gonna have to pay, y'all. And we shall see. We shall see, is he gonna pay it up and pay it out? And we shall see. Now let's get into Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, he did of course, Lil Nas X did a show. She did a new single. Okay. And the name of his new single, let me put it out. I think it's Holiday. Let me make sure I get the right song, because he just released this song yesterday. And the name of the record is, what's the name of the record? Yeah, Holiday. And in this record, pretty much it was a dope record. Got 8.2 million views on YouTube. He pretty much said on there, he what did he say? Because he said he bottom. He came out as a bottom. Everybody been talking about it. All down my Twitter timeline. Oh my God, Lil Nas X say he's the bottom. Lil Nas X say he's the bottom. Oh my gosh, Lil Nas X say he's the bottom. He says he's the bottom. So wow. So Lil Nas X, that was like breaking news. I'm like, y'all surprised? Okay. He put in there, I might bottom on the low, but I top shit. So everybody was talking about Lil Nas X. Now, number one, y'all know Lil Nas X. He got the number one single. I think he beat it on Mariah Carey record for On Time Road. So everybody pretty much been telling him like, you a one-time wonder. You ain't nothing. You trash. You a one-time hit. You a one hit wonder. So he came out, dope record, dope sound. And he said, I might bottom on the low, but I top shit. Yeah. So I'm not shocked that he's a bottom. Anytime you say you're a Nicki Minaj bar, you a bottom. That didn't shock me. When he said he loved Nicki Minaj, I could just see him popping, twerking, and all type of stuff. So it didn't really surprise me when he said, hey, I'm a bottom. It didn't shock me. It didn't shock me. It didn't surprise me. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't like, oh, dang, he's a bottom. He's just taking that peen all up there, and that's probably why he don't like Bobby Lights, because Bobby Lights a bottom. Bobby Lights butthole all up on OnlyFans, red, bumpy, fake booty, and just taking it all up there. That's why he didn't want no Bobby Lights. He probably wants somebody like a Tyga, somebody like a 50 Cent. Lil Nas X probably like, white dudes. I won't be shocked he like them white tops, the muscular white tops. I really believe that Lil Nas X love the muscular white tops. Do believe that. Now, if you don't know what a bottom is a person that get on their back and they take equipment, pee up their rectum. That is a bottom, okay? That is what a bottom is. A bottom is that type of one. A bottom is that type. They just take it up there, okay? Where you put tissue and stuff, you clean yourself, that's what a bottom. They take other stuff other than tissue, okay? They take meat up their butt, okay? Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with being a bottom. bottoms are great, especially if they nice and tight and it's clean and they don't, make no mess on you. It's nice, especially if they nice and clean. Don't make no mess on you because I have some messy situations. But yeah, bottoms are great, especially if it's night, right? And it tell them I'm not bottom shaped because I've dealt with a lot of great bottoms in my career as doing life. In my 20s, I can say this. In my 20s, I've dealt with a lot of great bottoms. I will tell you that. Great, nice, tight, nice. Then I dealt with some dirty bottoms that boo-boo all up on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't be eating. Please don't be eating, okay? Please don't be eating. Now, have I ever bottomed? I bottomed when I was like 18, 19 years old. I have bottomed before. And that was like a long time. I didn't know what I was doing. I liked the guy. The guy was muscular because I like him muscular. If I'm going to let you put something up in it, you're going to be muscular. He was in the army and everything. I think he was out in Afghanistan, wherever he was at. I hit him up, and he was in Chicago, whatever. He picked me up from like the choir rehearsal, and then he did what he did. Okay, he did what he did. Okay, and I didn't even know how to dush and all that. So I used to get in Chicago. This gonna get a little graphic. In Chicago, they had these stores where you could get like these 50-cent juice bottles. And so I would pull the juice out and just put warm water and just squirt it up my butt. Just squirt it all up my butt so it'd be clean because I didn't know how to dush and all that. I just did that. And so he just did what he did. It was, at that moment, I thought it was so great because I was so in love. I was so in love with him and everything. That's when I was like 18, 19 years old. I do definitely remember that. But I haven't done it again. It's been a long time to do it, but I skirted up there. I skirted up there, y'all. I had to skirt because I really wanted it. And I said, I got to. And me and my grandmother, we had got this apartment together. And my grandmother never moved in. She never left her house because she thought she was going to lose her home. She never lost her home. So she never went to that apartment that we signed a 1-year lease. So I went that 1-year lease. That was when I went down. I used to get it in that apartment, baby. I would never forget. I would never forget that apartment. I used to get it in. It was a nice apartment. And my grandmother had a nice bed in that apartment. And she had that 3-layer couch. It was a big old couch up in there. And I did some things. Yes, I had those guys up in there. Yes. Used to have parties, all type of stuff. I used to get it in that apartment. Yes. Baby. Oh gosh, it used to be rough, but man, I would tell a guy's name, but I ain't gonna tell. So I understand what Lil Nas talked to that. I do what Lil Nas is talking about, being a bottom and stuff like that. It was a great experience. Would I do it now? No, I'm in a different mindset now. But back in the day, yes. Back in the day, I definitely did it. Back in the day, yes. I be all over that. I used to be riding. Okay, I used to be riding. But that was in the good old days. Now I don't do those things no more. I am delivered from doing that. I don't put that up my butt no more. I don't do all that crazy stuff no more. No. Now, would I do it again? Well, I lived a little while, and I will say this: never say never. Okay, I'm gonna just say that. Never say never. You just never know when I will bottom again. But Lil Nas X just really, because some people didn't know what a bottom was. They're like, "What's a bottom?" And I was telling people, "Y'all don't know, just up there, just put it up there. It ain't no shame. Ain't no shame. It's gay artists has been talking about being a bottom forever. The only reason why it's such breaking news now is because y'all streamed Lil Nas X records. He's a top LGBT. I don't like to say LGBT star. He's a top artist. He's a known artist, more mainstream. So y'all will be like, "Oh my God, what is a bottom? I don't know what that is." Okay. And then some people like being a bottom. There's some women out here that bottom. They, be on the bottom, that, all that type of stuff. Oh. Tank sometimes, the singer Tank sometimes is a bottom. I got a whole clip of him talking about he love to get his salad tossed. You know what I'm saying? So at that technically, I believe that Tank the singer is a bottom because he said in the video that he liked to get his salad tossed. Remember when he said that? I play it to refresh our memory. Give me a second. I play it to refresh our memory. Now, give me a second. He said, ain't nothing wrong getting your salad tossed. He like getting his salad tossed with no utensils. And he say that. No utensils, baby. Spoons, forks, everything else. Okay? But it's nothing wrong with being a bottom. I'm not bottom shame. I think it's great. I'm just making a joke. Everybody be saying, "Oh, you shaming." What am shaming? I dealt with bottoms a lot in my 20s. So why would I shame bottoms? You know, I'm not shaming no bottom. I'm just talking about the conversation. Now, every feminine guy or every guy that you say is a barb is not a bottom. I met a lot of guys that were feminine and wear dresses, heels, makeup, nails, well, type of stuff. And they was not no bottom. They was just a strict top. You be thinking that you about to bend them over. They be like, girl, I'm about to bang you over. Okay? They be like, girl, turn it over. You know, you think you about to bother them? They be want to top you. Let me play this refresher on what Tank said. Let's play this refresher with. This is what Tank had to say. Let me see if I can play this video. This clip that I had. Where is that? Okay, here we go.
You have to pull over to the side of the road and talk to y'all for a second. I just think it's a crying shame that in 2016 we have grown men afraid to admit that they like their salad toss. I think it's unfortunate that you are scared to be yourselves. There's nothing wrong with having your salad tampered with every now and then. It doesn't mean that I like a man because I like my salad toss. Nothing against the guys who like guys. It's just not my thing. But there's nothing wrong with, having your salad, visited every blue moon. It's my motherfucking salad. I can do what I want to do with my salad as long as a woman is involved. That's just how I feel about it. No utensils. No utensils. You know what I'm saying? So just because nobody want to go down your nasty ass, old stanky vinaigrette salad, stanky booty ass boy, don't get mad at me. Salad tossing Wednesdays. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just try it. Have your woman, wipe you down and
all right. So you heard what Tank said. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your salad tossed, okay? He did say it. It's in the clip. You can say what you want to say, okay? Okay. You can say what you want to say. He said he like his salad tossed. So you can say what you want to say. That's what Tank said, okay? That's what Tank said. That's what he said. Okay, that's what Tank said. Tank said, ain't nothing wrong getting your salad tossed. Oh, gosh. That's exactly what he said. He said, ain't nothing wrong getting your salad tossed. Definitely going to have to leave him a voice, though, one day, okay? All right, I would love to have Tank on the show because I've forever been trying to get Tank on the show, but I would love to get him on the show one day. All right. Woo. Ain't nothing wrong getting, what's the wrong? Ain't nothing wrong getting your salad tossed if you want to get it tampered with. Put it out there, okay? So Lil Nas X, make sure y'all go check out Holiday and stuff like that, okay? Make sure y'all go and get that. Make sure y'all go and check him out and go and check out that. Let me see if I can leave Tank a voice note. Give me a second. Do I have Tank IG? Do I have his IG? Let me see. Where is his IG? I don't have his. I don't even think I'm following him on Instagram. Is I'm following him? Nope. I'm not even following him on Instagram. If I was following him, I would leave him a DM. But I'm not following him on Instagram. Let me see. I'm not following him. If I was following him on Instagram, I would definitely send him a voice note. Do anybody got Tank IG? What's his Instagram? What is his IG? I would love to send him his voice note. Send me his IG. So if y'all just joining in, that's what Tank said, that he said he a bottom. So you already know them tops going to be all up in his DMs. Okay? Them tops going to be all up in his. Let me leave Tank a voice note. Let me leave him a voice note. Give me a second, you guys. Okay. What's up, Tank? This is Wiley from the Wiley Show. I have a question because I know back in 2016 you said there's nothing wrong with getting your salad tossed or tampered with no utensils as long as a woman is involved. So I wanted to know, was you on your back or at the bottom, or was you standing up? So just let me know. I want to get an update on that. How old was the woman? I just want to ask you a little bit more questions regarding you getting your salad tossed. So if you ever want to, break that story or break that exclusive on our show, I'm available anytime. So if you want to talk about that, you can contact me again on Instagram, or you can follow me on YouTube at The Wiley Show. So I would like to know more information when you said you got your salad tossed. Was she an old white woman? Was she an old black woman? I would like to know more information on it. Peace. Okay? I would like to know more information on it. For real, for real. That's what I want to know. Oh, God. Lil Nas X. Y'all should not be surprised at this man with them lips sticking out like that. He be licking the lap. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You lick the lap and been about him. Who cares? It's great. Okay? He up there. He's a bottom. And we wish him more bottom blessings. From the bottom of my heart, I'm happy that he admit that he's a bottom. Okay? From the bottom of my heart, I'm glad that he admit that he probably tired of Bobby Lights coming at him. So that'll let you know Bobby and Lil Nas X can't do nothing. But two bottoms can't do nothing but just look at their bottoms together, okay? In order to make a bottom really, really happy, you got to have a good top that's willing to get to their bottom, okay? That's what I got to say on that. Moving right along to Mary Crosby. Everybody have been telling me, talk about this. Talk about Mary Crosby, Wiley. Talk about Mary Crosby. Obviously, these people are not watching the Wiley Show like that, but I'll talk about it since everybody else is talking about it now. But Tasha K have broke this story months ago. Maybe a month or two ago that she broke this story when Mary Crosby, brother, or was it brother or stepbrother? But anywho, the backstory. Mary Crosby is on the Real Housewives of St. Louis, Utah. St. Louis City. It's a new show that is out. The Real Housewives of St. Louis City. It's a new show that is out on. It's a new Real Housewives franchise. Now, this woman that you see married her granddaddy. Many people say granddaddy, but it's not like her biological granddaddy. It is her step granddaddy because it's her grandmother's second husband that Mary Crosby had. That Mary Crosby is smashing, right? It is her second. It is her grandmother's second husband. Now, the reason why she married him is because of the family fortune. Because the grandmother got churches, restaurants, all of this. So, word on the street is that she married for some money. So, while marrying this man for some money, now everybody said, "Oh, she married her granddaddy. Oh, she married her granddaddy. Oh, she married her granddaddy." It was her step granddaddy. It wasn't her biological granddaddy. I don't see a problem or issue with it because, number one, it's not her biological granddaddy. It is her step granddaddy. Her grandmother kind of married young. Her grandmother kind of married I think her grandmother married that guy who was younger than the grandmother. So a lot of people is saying that, oh, it's wrong. I don't see issue. Now, if it was her biological, that's the issue. If it's her step, you have every right to do it. Okay. And then on Tasha K interview, when she interviewed Mary, I think that was her brother or one of the family members from the family, they said that's not her skin tone. She was darker. She's not that light. She bleached her skin. It was a lot of mess. It was a lot of tea that was spilled, and Tasha K spilled that tea. Tasha K spilled that tea. Tasha K put it all out there, and let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a second, you guys. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, yes, this is 4 weeks ago. Tasha K interviews a family member, and his name was Samuel Kelly. This was like literally 4 weeks ago. She interviewed a family member on October the 16th, 2020. She interviewed a member of this family, and he was like literally spilling tea. Spilling tea all up in there. It was the cousin that Tasha K interviewed. So when people be talking about Tasha K, when they be talking about stuff, Tasha K then already jumped on the story. That's why people talk about, oh, don't you let her don't let her be your mentor. She's trash. I don't listen to that advice because I'm like, Has she trashed? And she's getting all of these exclusives, and she's interviewing all of these celebrities, and she's talking about these celebrities and still yet breaking stories. How is she trashed and blogs still talking about her? Has she trashed and Gary with the T talking about her on Ricky Smiley? If that's trash, then go ahead on. I would love to be that trash. If that's what you call trash, then sign me up, because I want to be that type of trash. Like, let's be crystal clear here. When you say trash, you can that's some pretty trash that's getting coins. Okay? That's some trash that's getting a whole lot of coins out there. They keep on talking about she trash. Well, sign me up. I'm like, y'all keep calling this, who's she trash? We talking to yet another story that Tasha K broke. She broke the story 4 weeks ago. And then other bloggers try to pick up the story, gonna talk about, well, my mama told me about this. No, your mama didn't tell you about that story, honey. You got that story from Tasha K. When my mama told me to talk about this, your mama didn't tell you to talk about that. Tasha K told you to talk about that. Tasha K broke down that story. But they don't want to give Tasha K the credit because they don't fit in that narrative that Tasha K is trash. It don't fit in that narrative. If you say, hey, I got this story from Tasha K. Talk about what my mama told me. Your mama didn't tell you to talk about that. Liar! Tasha K told you to get that off of Tasha K. Talk about what your mama does. People will allow their mama in a second. Well, my mama told me to talk about, your mama didn't tell you to talk about, you got there over there drinking that wine that Tasha K was producing. Come on, son. You can fool somebody else, but you can't fool me. Fool. You got that from Tasha K. Ooh. All right. Okay. Tasha K broke the story. All right. All right. So I will open up the phone lines to let you all call in. I just had really said I'm fired up, ready to go. Really, I'm fired up, ready to go. In other breaking news, I want to bring this up. Lil Boosie car was shot at in Dallas today. I don't know what is going on with these rappers, but I don't want to be in a entourage. I don't want to be around it. So, but Lil Boosie is okay. But Lil Boosie was apparently his car was shot at, and he's doing okay. He wasn't harmed. But his car was shot at, okay? But he's doing okay. So anybody that's out there concerned, they sent it to my DM. His car is okay. Now, I will open up the phone line, 646-716-8447, 646-716-8447. I'll put that in the chat, so if y'all want to call in and speak on the subject, if y'all got anything on your mind. Let me see if I can pull up that video, because they were talking about Lil Boosie. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because somebody said it, and they reposted it on the Neighborhood Talk. So let me see if I can pull it up off the Neighborhood Talk page. Shout out to Kyle. He was on there. He gave us a shout out. He showed us love today. So shout out to Kyle for the Neighborhood Talk. Definitely dope. Okay. Oh, so allegedly he was shot in the leg. Okay, let's play this. Oh, let me see if they got my music inside. Allegedly he was shot in the leg. Okay, this is just an update. Okay.
He did get shot in the leg. So let me.
All right, let's play that. Give me a second. They said allegedly he was shot in the leg. Okay. This was like an update on their page. Let me play this really quickly. All right.
Update to the update. Boosie did get shot in the leg. So let me erase everything that is in there. Boosie did get shot in the leg, guys. I'm on my way up right now. The update. I told it's always the update. The initial report was he didn't get shot. Then I've been waiting on this confirmation so long. That's how long I've been waiting on this confirmation, guys. I'm like, man, Because I was like, man, he had to get shot in the leg. He had to get shot somewhere. So I was like, but I can't say it, So I was like, man, but my first initial report was that they said that he was not shot. And then I don't know if they were trying to hide it. I don't know. Maybe they thought they was grazed at first. Update to the update. Boosie did get shot into something. I don't know. But now he did get shot in the leg, man. That's cold. Man, I came down and get shot in the leg. I'm on my way back. Y'all finna ride with me. This how I do it. Smash DTA style news check. Y'all finna cover for a while. Man, it's finna be a million police over too, because they finna come try to find a crime scene, look for shells and all kinds of stuff. They gonna look at Big T and outside Big T. So I'm letting y'all know they on their way up to the big front. They on to something I don't know, but now he did get shot in the leg, man.
All right, so that was confirmed. So the guy's up on there, and so that was confirmed that he was shot in the leg. So that is the update on it. So you all heard it here on the Wiley Show that it's confirmed they was shot in the leg. It's a lot going on with these rappers, y'all. These rappers better be careful. I don't know what is in the atmosphere. Stay in y'all house, lock up y'all house. Where's y'all security? What is going on with these rappers? It is a spirit trying to take out some of these rappers. So y'all be very careful if you're a rapper and you out in these areas. 0622, call you on air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
I just want to call in and talk about a few things real quick and just get your input as well, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, Lil Boosie getting shot in the leg. Now, I know because I've been watching the reports that they came in that it was at Big T. I'm in Dallas myself, so I know exactly where it is. And, of course, Mo3, that is his signed artist. So they're saying that the same people that killed Mo3 is the same one that shot his bulletproof vest. So that's what they're saying happened at Big T Bazaar. I know you know where that is because you're in the area in Dallas as well. So that's the first thing. But I'm like, what's going on in 2020? Because it's just so much. We can't go a week without somebody getting shot or a day without something happening that's major. Like, it's already so much going on. And I don't know if you've already talked about this, but Jeremiah is hospitalized for COVID. Like, he's in intensive ICU. So, have you heard about that already? I don't want to break anything on your page.
I heard about that, but we didn't talk about it. But Jeremiah, yes, he's in the hospital. He's battling COVID-19, and they need to talk about that on every single major blog and talk about that because it's COVID. COVID is still real, and this needs to be international news. To be blasted on CNN just to let these black people know, and everybody that's out there. The singer that sang "Birthday Sex," if y'all remember that song, that's the singer. That was battling COVID-19 right now. So I wish that they would talk about this on all news outlets 24/7 so it will educate and inform people that still want to go to clubs and still want to crowd and be around big crowds to know that COVID is still real. A lot of people don't think it's real, but ask Jeremiah. He's battling with it right now. You can't ask him because he's battling with COVID right now.
Right. And see, and that's the thing, because there's so many people at these bars. And in Texas, we just hit 1 million. Like, we have the most in any state right now. So I've been told that we're going to be next or whatever, but it's so much going on, and people are not taking it serious because doctors came out with the vaccine that's supposed to be 90% effective, but we won't see that till next year. And I know you're up on politics and all this stuff, but can you just continue to encourage us like you've been doing, just to make sure that we take the proper precautions?
Right. And people keep thinking about this vaccine. We will not get it. If you poll, you will not be receiving that vaccine alone. It's a process. You're not just going to up and get it.
Right.
And then if you get it, it don't necessarily mean that you won't get COVID, right? It's you still can receive it. So they still send out reports. Well, it's like a 98%. Some people say it is 90% chance, but it won't be on the market until months. I've heard until the middle of next year. I heard.
I mean, and the hospitals they're now at capacity almost. It's just so dangerous. And I just thank you for during, the politics, and just continue to encourage us about Corona, because it's not going away. If anything, the wintertime is making it worse, don't you think?
Yes, it's making it worse. But what's making it worse, people still want to club. They still want to be out with no mask. They still don't want to, use hand sanitizer. They going back to their dirty, nasty ways. You supposed to have hand sanitizer. You supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to social distance. And the reason what's going on in Texas.
If Beyonce have a concert, you not going, Wiley?
You said what?
So if Beyonce have a concert, are you gonna go?
I don't check for Beyonce like that. No, if Beyonce having a concert, I want to go for she can go steal something and watch what she didn't stole. Like, I'm not really a Beyonce fan, but if Brandy was having a concert, I'm gonna be real with you. I would go. If Brandy was having a concert, I would go. But what I would tell people, you have to be very cautious, because this is what I look at too. Even when you a CNA and you work in these hospitals, you going out clubbing and you get a virus, you're going to risk your residents or your patients. Not only yourself, but you risking the people that you take care of. You risking your family, and just because it's out there, and it's a lot of people just don't care. I had a friend, he was like, well, I only live once, I'm just be out here. But you want to live a long life. You don't want to get something going to these strip clubs or going to these casinos, just going to all these places, and it's congestion with a lot of people, are going to these house parties. Because that's another thing people are doing. They're going to these house parties, or they going to these after spots with crowded, and the place is like full, back-to-back, floor-to-floor.
Right, I 100% agree with you. And people don't get at me in the comments, but I want to talk about one more thing, because the elder home, what do we call those? Where the housing facilities for the elders, right? My thing is they're getting it the most, right? The people that are in assisted living. But the thing is that the people who work there are the ones that's going out and coming in. And I'm just wondering how it's not the people that are there that's getting it, it's the people that are leaving. So what can they do to stop that from happening? You see what I'm saying, Wiley?
You can't stop it. The only thing you can do it if you was living on the facility and you can't move, just like Tyler Perry. When they do them shows,
nursing home, that's what they call it.
Right, the nursing home. If you at the nursing home, only way they can stop it coming to nursing home, the employees got to live there. They can't leave. They got to live there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way you can stop. But other than that, you can't stop it, because the employees get to go home. They can go out to clubs. They can go party. They can do whatever. Now, jobs is telling you, please don't do it. But you ain't going to listen to your job once you leave. They telling us now, please don't get no other job. Just keep one job, because we don't want you getting infected at another place and bringing it to this place. But if you've been working 2 jobs forever, you ain't going to quit the other job unless that place going to pay you $80 an hour.
Right. But do you agree with the worldwide shutdown to get this all in order?
Oh, absolutely. It needs to be a 6-month shutdown. Absolutely. Either 6 weeks. It need to be. They need to shut it down. When Joe Biden comes, he have to shut it down. You cannot, to people, they're not listening. You have to shut it down. These hospitals are getting overrun. I went to a hospital. I used to get in and out. It took me 6 hours to get seen because of COVID, because of all the patients that they are getting. The hospitals are getting overrun. You have to shut it down. Shut it down for 6 months. If it's going to save so many people, if it's going to say, I say do that. If it's going to save people, shut it down and give people stimulus checks. And give people stimulus checks. Give business owners money to, last for losing out for 6 months, but they're going to have to do something, because other countries, that's what they're doing. They're shutting it. Look what they're doing in Europe. They have to shut it down. Like, that's the only way. You can't tell people, let's open it up 25% occupancy. Let's do it 75% occupancy. That ain't gonna stop it. Then people ain't wearing masks, and they're just getting, they spreading like wildfire. That's why Texas are spreading with so many cases, because number one, this is a Republican state. They don't like wearing masks here in Texas. And number two, people still gonna go out. And the South is the South. They love doing it the Southern way. And the Southern way is about the money. I think in all cities, but especially in the South, Governor, he's not gonna shut it down. He loved the money. I mean, he loved the money that's coming in. But you're losing a lot of people, though.
Right. Yeah, you're 100% right, Wiley. This your show. I can't tell you nothing.
They said 6 weeks. They said 6 weeks is doable. Either 6 weeks is doable. I would say 6 weeks, but I would say 6 months. But anyway, here, history will tell who did it right and who did it wrong. It will literally, and as of right now, America did it wrong. Okay, America slowed up.
Right.
They didn't do right with testing. They waited to the last minute to shut it down. Just imagine if they would have shut it down for like 5 months or so, and we will be reopening now. It wouldn't be as many cases. It would have saved a lot of lives, and plus stimulus checks to help the people, plus temporary stopping evictions and all of that. It would have helped so many people would have survived and wouldn't have not died if the government would have really stepped in with those options. But they didn't. They really didn't. They just let everybody go and just fend for yourself. Go and do what you want to do. We leave us out of it. Do you? They left it up to the states, and the states was like, okay, let's open it back up.
Right. And
So-
Aries, and I see your comment, Aries. She's absolutely right. Domestic violence has gone up, but not just domestic violence with spouses, but also with children.
Absolutely.
So it's just so much going on. So
Domestic
I
violence
just
went up.
prayed up.
Suicide went up. People, mental health, a lot of people declining. They thought they were so strong. They ain't that strong as they thought. People, just like you said, abuse going up for children and parents. And it's a very sad thing. A lot of kids are getting depressed because they can't see their friends. They just at home. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to tend into kids that are homeless, that depends on those 3 meals a day, like them 2 meals from school, breakfast and lunch. They're not getting that food like that at home because mom don't get it like that, or dad is not there, or etc. So it's a very complex situation. But I will tell you, shutdown is an option that they're gonna have to do. I'm sorry, they're gonna have to do it. Ain't no moving around that shutdown.
They don't have to.
They're gonna have to do it and get everybody vaccinated. Shut it down and gradually get everybody vaccinated. Once 90% of the population is vaccinated, then open it back up. That's the only way. That is the only option. Because people, it should be social distance, wear your mask. But the president, he publicized the mask so much, people think it's a public statement putting on a mask. That you know what I'm saying? It's like they made it so political, wearing a mask. Putting on
There were people who at the grocery store, when one of the clerks said, put on your mask, she threw everything outside of her cart, and she had her mask in her hand. And she still didn't want to put it on. But she got so irate, got so upset, and she just threw everything outside of her cart and said, I'm not putting my mask on. But, you know, look who we have leading our country. So
absolutely, they will definitely fight for that. And Walmart had to literally stop telling people to put on their mask because it was putting their employees in danger because these people want to fight. So they want to
and
fight.
Also, Trump, 100 of his Secret Service are now being quarantined because they have been exposed to COVID or experiencing COVID symptoms. So that's 100.
Ben Carson got the Rona. His, like you said, the Secret Service. It was his. I think his chief of staff is positive for it. So it's like it's real. I don't know when people are going to finally wake up to it because they're getting so much misinformation from the president. They think it's not real, or they was like, well, my friends going out, they ain't getting it or whatever. But that Jeremiah piece, that is shocked me. And so a lot of people ain't gonna know who he is because it's been a long time since he's been on the charts. But that's somebody that if you listen to his music, Birthday Sex, he got the Rona, and he's in ICU, fighting for his life. So it's real, folks.
Yeah, I'm sorry to take up too much time, but we had a great conversation, Wiley.
Well, thank you.
Get your next caller.
All right, thank you so very much. All right, the number is 646. Thank you. 646-716-8447. 646-716-8447. Yes, I do believe that it should be a mandatory wearing a mask. Mandatory when I went to go get my haircut today from my barber, he was like, first of all, I had to put on hand sanitizer. He sprayed it down with disinfect. He put alcohol with everything. He was disinfecting his clippers, everything. Even he done it before, but even with COVID, he took extra steps. He don't allow no clients to sit inside of the barbershop. You either got to be in the chair, getting a haircut, or you got to stay in your car. That's what I like. And that's why I go to him to get my haircut all the time. He's really, really good, really, really professional, and everything like that. So I just think that's great. It is so sad I cry when Fred, the great that died of COVID. He did so much for his community. A true loss. Yeah, it's definitely a true loss. For a lot of people have lost so many people. A lot of people have lost their loved ones in nursing homes. A lot of people have lost their loved ones in these nursing homes because now a lot of people are woken up that a lot of these nursing homes are not that well cleaned and well kept. So if a virus come through, it spreads like wildfire. And I've been ringing alarms like a lot of these nursing homes are trashy, dirty, stinky. And so when you get a virus like COVID, it runs rapid in a place like that because you already get a staff that really don't care, really don't understand how to, wear gowns and gloves. Then you have it where a lot of places were running out of gowns. They were running out of gloves. They were using regular hospital gowns to go inside of regular hospital gowns to go inside of a room. So it's like a lot of, it really showed you how we treat the less fortunate, how you treat places that are less fortunate. So that's what I tell anybody. If you have loved ones, if you can keep a loved one at your house, the best advice you can do is keep them at your house. Okay? Then to put them in a facility because you don't know, especially now, especially if you got a relative that cannot talk, cannot communicate with you, you are leaving them in the hands with strangers that make no money. Okay? Let me say that again. You are leaving your loved ones in a situation with staff that don't get paid like they supposed to get paid. They get paid pennies compared to how much the corporate is making, how much the people that own the facility is making. And you're leaving your family member in the hands of somebody that ain't making that much money. Okay? I want you to put that in perspective. You're dealing with somebody that ain't making hardly no money and they short staff and Rona is running rapid. Let that sink in. Rona is running rapid. You're short staff and Rona is there. And some nursing homes don't even care. They let them you supposed to be quarantine residents, but you just let them run rapid on either hall. You don't care. They just run rapid. It just be running rapid. I can tell y'all some stories right now. I was in the facility. We'll get it to on Patreon. Okay, I'm gonna just say and all I can do is just stay prayed up, and I'm like, wow, look at this place. Rona is. I said, let me quit right now because this place, no, I'm gonna have to quit this job, and I had to quit because the job it was dangerous to work in a facility that looks the way it looked, not well cleaned. Don't really care about what you're doing. Rona is running rapid, and you really don't care. So I cannot continue at this particular place. All right. Trump said he's going to allow New York. He's not going to allow New York to have the vaccine. It will not be the first in line. I need results in the list of side effects. Sundown is always the last one. Are family members allowed to permanently remove their loved ones from a nursing home right now? Yes. You can remove your loved ones anytime. Yes. All it needs to do is CNA Runner Chronicles. They said don't care about your loved ones and take advantage of them. Absolutely. Follow your go wild. Yes. And that was the right thing to do. And then I went to a place that's a 5-star. They're doing everything great. Quarantine, putting people where they're supposed to be. You can't just run around in the building. You got to work on your unit. You can't, I worked in went to a 5-star place to a 2-star. I feel sorry for that 2-star place. I really do. I honestly really do feel sorry for that 2-star place. Really do feel sorry for those residents. But if my mom was in a place like that, you better make sure. Let me go get another phone call over there. 2948 calling you on the air.
I just want aren't you going to get mentored by Tasha?
Oh, and if you got a resident in a place like that, you better know. I'm just telling you, okay? And it's really sad. It's really, 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 really. I really feel for those residents. I do. 2-star. Yeah. Really, really, really do. Really feel for it. And it's so sad. Some owners don't care about staffing conditions as long as they get the money coming in. Exactly. They don't care as long as the money coming in. You cannot be that careless with Rona still running rapid in these streets. You cannot be that careless when Rona is roaming rapid. Can't. Okay? So it's really sad. I really they're in my prayers. They're definitely in my prayers. And I hope and pray that, these type of places, get the help. But again, if the state come and shut down all these places, where these people gonna go? If they come and shut down a lot of these places that are nasty, where are these hundreds upon hundreds of residents gonna go? Who gonna take care of them? Where can they go? So it's a bad situation, because if you just go in and just shut down places, a lot of these places, where can these people go? Where are you going to send them? Especially during a pandemic, how are you going to be able to transfer all of those residents and all these, which place will want them? Because if you ain't making the type of money with what we charge, you can't come here and bring our stars down to a 1 star. So it's like, it's really, really sad, you guys. But we'll get into it on Sunday or Saturday, or no, tomorrow on Patreon. We'll talk about it in detail on Patreon. All right. They're developing horror bed sores that can't even ask for help because they can't talk. Yes, they talk about bed sores, and they call them pressure ulcers, but we just gonna say bed sores. A lot of y'all know that. I have seen some things. I have seen you talking about some bed. Oh Lord, have mercy. And the smell, Anonymous, you live on the air.
Wiley, one day, could you please, as part of some of your projects that you're doing, could you please consider writing, even if it's an anonymous book, meaning just not using your name, your real name, a book of all these incidents in a real life experience from a CNA's perspective? I pray to God I never have to put a family member in a nursing home, but my God, if I ever did, I would like to know for real what goes down over there, and to avoid you getting in trouble, just change your name or something. But coming from you, you could feel that you actually really care and care deeply. It bothers you. And I know you're holding a lot of secrets of things that you've seen.
Oh, yes.
It really bothers you.
It does, because you see this stuff every day you walk in. You see it. And it's a lot. And it's a lot of pressure when you see it. And they tell you, oh, don't tell the family. Or if you really have a conversation with these family or what their family members go through, it will be ridiculous. And you see this on a regular. And a lot of CNAs, they're overworked. And they're underpaid. Now, some places are letting you get money, but then they take it away once their COVID cases goes down. So they take away the $20-some that you get, which CNA should have been making that day one, because you're doing a lot of work. And the reason why people quit jobs, or some people, and I'm not excusing it, but some of these people that you're getting is because the standard is so low to become a CNA. It's not that high. So if you just go to school for a couple of weeks, you can come and CNA, you make the money. Now you're getting all these people that shouldn't even be doing this type of work, but you need them. And you will keep the same CNA on there that is terrible. You can't fire them because you already short staffed. So you would just deal with the bad CNA.
Yeah, and there's so many laws to protect people that are getting fired, right? Basically, the company has to put you on a program, have 3 reasons, show proof that they gave you a chance to get better, but all the time you have these folks who are suffering under, the watch of these people.
Absolutely.
And, I don't know whose show, it could have been your show or somebody else's, recently, just yesterday, I think, said a lot of them are hiring even addicts, people who are actively addicted to a drug, are going in there being CNAs, and they're, taking some drugs for themselves.
Absolutely.
It's just a whole mess. But I did not know any of that stuff until yesterday when I heard that about, taking pills. And then today, listening to you is like, wow, people don't have a choice. And Wiley, I hope one day you could just tell real stories. Somehow,
Absolutely.
some way.
And my best
it
advice,
would probably even help you free yourself.
right? And my
inside, because you can't do anything.
Right. And my best advice to like family members is to make sure that, because you can get home health to take care of your family members, but to make sure before you make that, let that be your last decision to put your loved one in a facility. And if you do, make sure they're in a 5-star. Even with 5 stars, you got to make sure that they're treating your loved ones right. So after Rona, I just hope people pay attention to their loved ones that they just put up in a place. Make sure you go visit them. You can't go every day. Make sure you go once a week, twice a week, or make sure. And if it's a lot of siblings, just like 6 or 8 of y'all put your mom in the facility. Make sure one pick a day to go see mama. You know what I'm saying? Or have a schedule, and then switch it up. Don't always go on Mondays at 9 o'clock. If you do that, they'll know. Okay, let's make sure she's good because they coming to see her at 9. Switch it up at a Wednesday at 9. So just do those type of things. Whenever Rona, whenever we back to normal, we can go inside and visit your loved ones. Make sure you go and you check your loved ones out. And make sure you check your loved one's butt to make sure they ain't got no bed sores. I'm just keeping it real with you, especially if you got a loved one that's in the bed that can't move anything. But make sure you check their back, their butt, their arms, their leg to make sure they ain't got no sores back there. And to make sure that if they do got one, make sure that facility is dressing the sores, doing what they're supposed to do, and taking care of that wound back there.
Yeah, Wiley, this is excellent advice.
Thank you.
Even so you have experience in 5-star versus 2-star. That was excellent advice. Look for 5-star. Checking your family members, switching up the routine on checking them. This is all really valuable advice that somebody, I'm going to apply it for myself, but not for a nursing home, a different situation going on, but I'm going to actually take your advice for that.
Thank you.
Because, you have Wiley. I don't want to take up all your time, but thank you.
Thank you so much.
Really
thank
important.
You. All right, thank you.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye. All right, 7275, call you on the air. 7275, last 4. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
How are you?
All right.
Hey, listen, I wanted to call in today or this evening to talk about what's going on with this COVID.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in the medical, profession. I've been doing CNA for some years now, and I've had 2 clients for years now. So back in March, when COVID kind of first hit, and, at that time, it was only 15 deaths, reported deaths here in the United States. So I had my job with an agency, and I also had a private duty. So I said to myself, okay, look, you got to make a decision because you can't keep going back and forth, from this place to that place, right? So anyway, I talked to the agency. I said, listen, what type of PPE y'all gonna start having because of the virus? These people told me, look, right now, it's impossible to find masks, but if you, find some gloves, take a picture of the receipt, we'll reimburse you. So I'm like, that's all y'all can offer. So anyway, long story short, the client that I started working for, I kept my private duty. She told me I was overreacting. Her daughter told me I was overreacting. And the manager told me I was overreacting. Long story short, it was, like I said, it was only 15 people dead when I stopped working for them. But I could see with my own eyes exactly what was going on with this virus. Okay, people all around the world were trying to warn us this virus was real and it was coming. Okay, so listen. I tell this story to just about everybody to let everybody know this virus is real. It's real. Only 15 deaths when I stopped working for those people. And now we 8, 9 months in? It's 10 million infected? So that's what I was calling in to
right, and you're right, and I can believe it. It was places that have to put shirts on their face. They couldn't because a lot of places ran out of masks. And a lot of yeah, I could believe it.
The gloves, just all of that type of stuff. So a lot of these people, thank God I had my private duty, because some of these people, they didn't have that choice.
No.
They still had to go in and go to work. And what really gets me is that Trump knew. He knew how dangerous this virus was. He knew. And he lied to the nation. And look where we at.
He knew it, and he talked to people about it.
He knew.
And he said it was publicly.
Children. He even knew children could get it. And what was he saying?
Lies.
Open back up the schools. Open back up the businesses.
Yes. Come on. You're right about that.
Only just think what type of person that is that would knowingly send somebody's children into harm just so you can stay in power? Hell no.
And that's why he lost. That was the main reason why Trump is a one-term president, because of the failure with COVID-19.
He is a sociopath. He's incapable of feeling any type of empathy. Just look at all the people. His chief of staff just tested positive. Okay? Ben Carson, he tested positive. Herman Cain, he died. Trump ain't even mentioned that man. He didn't mention him since he died.
Yeah.
And he still, even right now, has not said that people should wear masks. That should have been mandatory
from day one.
But what did Trump do? He politicized it. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Even after he caught it and got better, he still was having his rallies. Look at all this Secret Service. 130 Secret Service men, okay, and probably some women. They are either in quarantine or they have contracted the virus, because all these crazy ass rallies, Trump been going around the country.
Because some of these places with Secret Service, they're out there in the crowd because they got to protect the president. So
yes, they have to protect the president.
Yeah, so it put them in danger.
And their families.
Yep.
But do Trump care? No, he don't care. He don't care. They have said they can link up to 700 deaths, okay, last I checked, from people that attended some of these rallies and some of these super spreader events, okay, that he continues to hold.
Yeah.
So people like Lil Wayne, all these people, y'all want to keep running up there and try to talk to Trump in the White House or whatever, because that's where it's at. I tell you what, you better have on the fucking mask. Sorry, Wiley, for cussing, but you better have on the mask, because he don't care.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in.
All right, Wiley, and you be safe, and I enjoy listening to you, and happy belated birthday, and all of that.
Well, thank you so much for the love. Thank you, and thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't go! Keep it going.
Yeah, and just Jeremiah. We're looking at it. His prognosis is bad. They're saying that Jeremiah is on a ventilator. So this is real, people. He's on a ventilator, and they say his prognosis is bad. and they posted that. It's TMZ posted that. On let me see. They said Jeremiah is fighting for his life in the hospital after coming down with COVID-19. They said Jeremiah is in the hospital fighting for his life. He's battling COVID-19, and sources tell TMZ the prognosis is bad. According to the site, it's not known how long he has been getting treatment, but isn't doing well. Let's continue to keep him in our prayers. And I just hope more people understand that what is going on. I just hope more people understand that this is real. 50 Cent tweeted this out. He said, "Pray for my boy Jeremiah. He's not doing good. This COVID-ish is real." Chance the Rapper said, "Please, if you could take a second to pray for my friend Jeremiah. He is like a brother to me, and he's ill right now. I believe in the healing power of Jesus. So if you can, for me, please say a prayer over him." Okay? This is what people to wake up and to understand that it's real. That it is real. That it is real. So that's the guy that used to sing "Birthday Sex." Ooh. That's the one that used to sing "Birthday Sex." If you don't know who it is, so that was the guy that's saying that. Okay, all right. So thank you all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. If this is your first time, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We are close to 15,000 subscribers. Let us get there. We are really, really close to that. Make sure y'all subscribe. If this is your first time watching the Wiley Show, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so very much for the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit that subscribe button again. Shout out to y'all for tuning to the Wiley Show. Love you all. Thank you to all the producers. Thank you to the moderators. I will see you all soon. Peace. Yeah, this is a good episode. Good show today. Good show today. Yes, yes, yes.